I hope that I'm speaking to a young person who is wishing to become a leader sometime, but right now that might appear a little daunting. There are a lot of books written about leadership and very few that I've found specifically targeting young people who want to become a leader in the future. I've been privileged to be a leader from a very young age. Even in my teenage years, I've been privileged to put in leadership positions. And I've tried various things, various methods along the way. I've tried an authoritarian style where I'm in charge and everyone has to answer to me. I've tried a consensus, but I've come to the opinion that neither work particularly well. With an authoritarian style, you remove innovation from people who are working for you. With a consensus style, no one is happy. There's always going to be someone who feels disaffected because their views weren't listened to. And so I've come to the opinion that leadership is not about control. It is about empowering people and encouraging them along the way. You see, when staff are encouraged, they do a great job. And you as a leader get caught in that as well. If a staff are doing a great job, you benefit. And so a style of leadership is required where people are encouraged to express themselves and to be able to work to the best of their abilities. Here are a few thoughts that I've found on the internet. Leaders are made and not born. People can become leaders through the process of teaching and learning and observation. Leadership learning is a lifetime activity. There's a great book written on leadership, written for the business world, called Good to Great by Jim Collins. In it, the author talks about getting the right people on the bus. And when that has been done, then you talk about where the bus is going. When Jesus called his team together, his team known as his disciples, he simply said, "Follow me." We see this in Matthew chapter 4, verse 19. But it also says something else. It says, "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." As I look at the word make in the Greek language, that same word talks about bringing forth, and in this case, bringing forth the ability and the confidence to do the tasks set before them. I don't read anything about come and do what you're told. So these verses talk to me about example, about teaching, about training and empowering and equipping. No doubt there is also something about expectation. In Matthew chapter 20, verses 25 to 28, we read, "You know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and their high officials exercise authority over them. Not so with you. Instead, whoever wants to become great must be your servant." We also read in 1 Peter 5, verses 2 to 3, "Not pursuing dishonest gain, but eager to serve, not lording it over those entrusted to you, but being examples." As I've been talking, I've been gathering up 4 headings. They all begin with the letter E, and they are example, empowerment, equipping, expectation. This is going to be translated to the African Shona language, and the 4 headings conveniently begin with the letter K. Let's have a further look at these headings. The first is example, and under this heading there are 3 areas I would like to mention. They are vision, integrity and perseverance. A good leader must show the way with a clear vision for the future. Sure, workers need to know the goals and see the signposts to confirm that they are heading towards those goals. With integrity, a leader must show integrity to expect it from their own staff. Staff are going to look at their leader and follow that example. Follow that integrity. If a leader cannot show integrity, how can they expect staff to follow? The leader cannot say something and do something else. Staff will see that. So the leader's integrity must be on full display. Finally, the position of leader can be lonely at times, but a good leader will keep persevering, to hold tight to the vision and keep going through the many problems that arise. A good leader will not easily give up. The second word beginning with E is empowerment. A leader needs to teach and train, making full use of the worker's talents. I believe that each person is born with certain talents and abilities. The challenge for the leader is to bring those talents and abilities alive. The third word beginning with E is similar, and it is equipping. In particular, a leader needs to resource the business. Resources are not endless, and there is only a fixed amount of resources available. But a good leader needs to mobilise sufficient resources to carry out the task set before that particular organisation. The fourth word beginning with E is expectation. Just as the governance board has certain expectations of that senior leader, so that leader has every right to hold certain expectations of the staff. Those expectations are in line with the empowering and equipping that have been provided without wastage. For those who are leaders already, perhaps you agree with these thoughts, but I hope I'm speaking to future leaders and encourage them that this task is possible. You can look past big name leaders and simply be yourself. All you need to do is build a team to get the right people on the bus. Don't try and control. Leadership is not control, but empowering and equipping and leading through example. God's blessing on you today. Amen.